Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I am walking my happy butt over to the futon because I'm checking out the Netflix original, His Three Daughters. So what's the plot of this film? Well, it tells the story of three sisters who get together right before their father passes away. Their father is in hospice care and they're called by the nurse taking care of him that they should all probably get together so they can start arranging for the end of his life. This film is written and directed by Aziziel Jacobs, and it's starring Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen. And honestly, guys, from the trailer of this film, it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid, just very intimate style film. But unfortunately, in my opinion, Netflix has not been knocking it out of the ballpark so far this year. They haven't really put out a movie that I would say, yeah, this is awesome just yet. So I've got a lot of hopes for this film. From its trailer, it does look like it's going to be a very solid, maybe dramedy or just straight up drama that dealing with some really touchy subjects that none of us really want to talk about, to be perfectly honest. Alright guys, well that's enough of me sitting here yammering on. It is time for me to head over to the futon and check out His Three Daughters. Oh, that did not come out correct. I'm gonna go watch the film His Three Daughters. Welcome back, just getting done. And you know what, guys? I really enjoyed this movie. And yes, I'll address something, okay? It's still pretty early on in the day here, all right? I watched this movie fairly early in the morning, and so it's still not really a time of day that I'd want to drink a brewski, so I decided to have a delicious frosty root beer instead. Delicious. Crisp. All right, let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started. Now, normally I do negatives, positives, but guys, I have nothing bad to say about this movie. I really enjoyed this film, and this is probably one of the best movies I've seen come from Netflix in a long time. And I'm not saying because it's got amazing special effects or anything. This was an extremely well-told story with amazing acting. Let's talk about the acting first. Now, every single actor in this film does outstanding in their performance. The three sisters do a very good job. They really seem like the chemistry between the three of them is very real. It really feels like these are three sisters. Each one of the actors have an extremely well fleshed out character that's very well developed and well told. And like I said, I honestly, normally I say there's someone who did a better performance or something like that, but no, Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen all do stellar performances in this film. There is not one standout whatsoever. Everyone was equally as good. I love the way this story also tells the way that relationships work with parents or something like that, because in this family, I don't want to give away too much because it's important to the story to not learn too much about the relationship with the sisters because that's the core of what's going on. But I will say that they do have a unfamiliar family background, let's put it that way, and how they deal with that in this film, how they deal with their relationship that they have with their father. For instance, the three sisters do come into their father's lives at different times in his life. He's dealing with other things and emotional development. So their relationship and who their father is to them is very different. And this movie does an extremely good job of showing that reality. It also, yes, it does really pull at the old heartstrings. I started to feel it something fierce, especially in the end, because I started to identify with these sisters so much. It started to make me think about, well, I do have three sisters of my own, and how we're going to be dealing with the unfortunate event that's going to happen someday of losing our parents, and how we're going to deal with it and such. And I think this film does an extremely good, realistic job of telling the events that happen during that time. Another performance that is outstanding, and it's not one of the three sisters, is Rudy Gavon. He is the hospice nurse that's working with the three sisters. He's kind of like a grounding character. When some of the, the more emotional, chaotic moments start to happen, he comes in, and I guess you could say he kind of grounds the sisters, brings them back to reality, tries to help them out with dealing with their emotions and all, and also trying to, I guess you could say, give their father a painless death and just help him through that, last few moments of his life. And the actor does an outstanding job. I thought his character also was a very well-developed character, even though we didn't get to see see him on screen all that much. Guys, I gotta tell you, this is just an absolutely solid, well-told, well-made, absolutely beautiful film that is going to hit you in the feels. No matter, I'm telling you, this movie really starts to get into the emotions. It really does. It makes you think of some things. And it also, like I said, the sisters themselves, their characters are just so well developed and so well fleshed out that you really start to, you really start to identify with everyone in this film and how they're dealing with the grief of losing their father. This film also does a very good job of showing the different ways that we as people grieve these events when they happen in our lives. So folks, if you're wanting to watch just an absolutely amazing film with some of the finest acting I have seen in a long time, then I have to say definitely check this film out. It is streaming on Netflix, and I really hope, I do not know if this movie had a limited theatrical release. Sometimes movies like this, Netflix knows we got something special, so they'll throw it out there in theaters for like a few days or something like that in some cities so it could get like an Oscar nod or something. I really hope they did this with this movie, because I want everyone in this movie to win big fat golden awards, because what a great film. What a well-made, well-acted film. Alright guys, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.